The weeding template controls how the weeding workflow is handled when it is linked to a weeding record set. This video explains the capabilities of the weeding template. The next video will demonstrate how to create a weeding template. In order to control the weeding workflow, a weeding template is linked to a weeding record set. The settings include the ability to define the criteria that Leap uses to verify items that you add to a weeding record set. It can affect the record set in two ways. It will reject some items from the record set entirely and display a toast, like if it is for the wrong branch. However, there are other settings that will allow the item in the record set but will alert you to the potential that you may not want it with a toast and exclamation mark. This can happen if it is the last copy or if it doesn't fit within the data range that you specified for withdrawing. You can still decide to weed these if you would like. There are also settings for streamlining the process of withdrawing and deleting records, as well as setting a discard amount. The discard amount is visible in the approval dashboard. I'm going to review each of the settings in the weeding template before I demonstrate how to create one. This is the Details tab. For the Mark Items Withdrawn setting, you have the option of choosing Never, Immediately, or Add Approval. If you send the weeding record set to someone else, like a technical services staff, to withdraw, this will be useful to you. You don't have to think of the approval process as being for someone that needs their work to be approved of. You can just normally use it to send the record set to the staff that withdraw and delete the items. If you choose Immediately, it will withdraw all items in the record set when you press Save. If you choose Add Approval, it will withdraw all items when the weeding record set is approved in the approval dashboard. You can also use the Delete Approved Items checkbox to delete the items in the approval process. So this streamlines the process by eliminating the extra steps of having to bulk change the circulation status to withdrawn and then having to delete the items from the record set. You can also use the checkbox for the setting to alert you of the last copy. You will see a toast and an exclamation mark by the item in the record set. Below the checkboxes is a button for adding criteria. You can add more than one at a time. For example, if you want to use the template for multiple material types, you could create a separate criteria for each one. This decreases the number of templates that you need. This screen appears when you press the Add Criteria button. It is the weeding criteria. In the Inclusion Criteria section, you can see that there is a power search statement. This example is for DVDs at Algonquin's main branch. You can create this statement using the Find tool filters. When this criteria is used, it will not allow any records in the record set that do not meet this criteria. You will see a toast alerting you at the top of the screen, but the record will not appear in the record set. The item filters are for the age or circulation statistics. When you try to add something to the record set that does not meet this criteria, you will see a toast and an exclamation mark by the row in the record set. You can make the choice of whether you want to weed it or not. There's one more setting that you can use. It's on the Discard Amount tab. You can choose to use the amount in the item record, set a default in the weeding template, or none. Using the item record price is recommended. If you try to use the template to set up a default discard amount, it requires the use of the language field in the item record. Since this has not been added to the bulk change capabilities yet, it is not the best option. This video has explained the capabilities of the weeding template. The next video will demonstrate how to create the template. If you have any questions, contact help@ccslib.org.